Hello, BookTube. Today I'm going to be doing the Extraordinarily Average tag. This tag was created by David Wiley, and he was kind enough to tag me in his original video. Thank you, David, and I will leave a link to his original video in the show notes down below. Question number 1. What is a book that is viewed as average, but you felt was extraordinary? For this, I'm going to go with Maria Theresa by Barbara Stolberg-Rillinger. It's a biography of Maria Theresa, the Austrian Empress and Holy Roman Empress. I loved the biography. It's a big, massive, mammoth of a biography that I loved, but I haven't really seen it get all that much book coverage, or at least in the circles that I travel in or browse in or whatever. The one other reader, Steve Donahue, who I know for sure has read it, didn't rank it as highly as I did. I think he thought it was, if I remember, I think he thought it was okay, but a bit dry and not quite what he was hoping for. Whereas I thought it was really good and extraordinary even. So I'll go with that. Question number 2. Who is an author who is viewed as average, but you felt was extraordinary? So this one is a bit tough because there's average and then there's not very many people talk about and or not quite in the right circles to know exactly what the popular reception of an author is. But I'm going to go with a mangaka for this answer, and that is Hiro Mishima. He is a Japanese mangaka who's been working since the late 90s. He's had 3 highly respected series, Rave Master, Fairy Tale, and Eden Zero, and he is one of my favorite mangaka. But I think, despite all of his success, he is viewed relatively averagely, I think, and I don't quite know why. I guess maybe it's his style is a bit reminiscent of Akira Toriyama and Eiichiro Oda and others. I don't quite know, but I think he really should be rated more highly than he is. Question number 3. Who is a musician or band whose music is considered average, but you felt was extraordinary? So again, this is a bit tough because I'm not really all that up to date on music and music fandom and critical or popular attitudes towards specific musicians and bands. But I'm going to go with Vampire Weekend. They are an indie band, I guess, whose works are amazing. I've listened to quite a few of their CDs and or albums and really like them. But I don't quite know what the critical and popular response to them are. Actually, I'm not really all that up to date on music. Question number 4. What is a TV show or movie that is considered average, but you felt was extraordinary? So for this, when David asked this question in his original video, I immediately went to the live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop originated as an anime in the late 90s, very early 2000s, and is set in an alternate future, near future Earth, in which the solar system has been colonized. Most of the planets are habitable in one way, shape, or form. And, excuse me, and the series is about a group of bounty hunters, namely Spike Spiegel, who was formerly a member of a solar system-wide criminal organization. And Cowboy Bebop is one of the most popular anime ever. That can't be said for the live-action adaptation, which was, as far as I know, widely panned. Now, how accurate or how reflective that painting is up in the air. I sometimes have my doubts about the sort of online commentary and how reflective they are of actual fandom responses or viewer responses. But anyway, but needless to say, I really enjoyed the live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, which was sadly canceled after one season, which left a whole lot of hanging hanging or dangling plot threads, sadly. But anyway, question number 5. What is a booktuber channel whose subscriber count is average, but you feel is extraordinary? I'm going to go with Peg at the History Shelf. I think I don't quite know what her numbers are, but her channel's extraordinary. Micah Cummins, he's really good, extraordinary even. The Bookish Bryants, David Riley yourself. Let's see, who else? Bookends and Books, Fiber Artsy, Miss Reads a Lot, quite a few. I could go on and on. Okay, question number 6. What is a skill you are average at, but you'd like to become extraordinary? So for this, I'm going to go with art. I paint with pastels. Yesterday I did my part of my laboratory focus on my art books, and I do paint, although not nearly as, I mean, I'm fairly good at it, even though I don't paint nearly as much as I should to get really good at it. But I would like to try to work at it to where my art skills were significantly better than they are, if not extraordinary. And that would include also pastel, but also illustration, which I think I'm probably below average at, honestly. But yeah, when I go with those two, maybe writing as a third, or toss in there as well. Let's get greedy. Question number 6. What is it? Oh wait, I already did that. Question number 7. You find a time machine that will take you back in time for a day, but the day you select must be an average one. Where would you go and what would you do to make the trip extraordinary? That is difficult because, well, most days are average. Even on those extraordinary days, it's only localized. But where would I go? And what would I do to make it extraordinary? I don't know where I would go. Well, I guess in a way I would go to the Library of Alexandria at some point, and even though I don't speak ancient Greek, would try to convince them one way, shape, or form to try to find a hidden place so that they could store a number of their scrolls so that they would be preserved for future generations, and maybe some lost classics can be rediscovered. I guess that could work, or I guess lost works, since we have so few, so few of the literature of the ancient world. I mean, that would also be for maybe like Hattusha. Go to Hattusha and try to save more of the Hittite archives. Question number 8 is, you win a week vacation, but all of the hot travel spots are booked out. Where would you go and what would you do to make the trip extraordinary? So, I wonder what exactly it means by hot travel spots. Would it mean like, say, you can't go to London or Paris or that sort of thing, or like Hawaii? Or I think I would go to Portland, Oregon. And maybe it's like I'd go to either like Portland, San Francisco, Austin, or Boston, and try to basically do a run on the as many bookstores as I could find, used, new, independent, that sort of thing, and just go nuts. Like I'd hit up Powell's, I would go to the Brattle, I'd go back to Book People, see what's all changed there, see what bookstores are still in San Francisco, and just see what all I could find. And I think that would be extraordinary. Maybe other things as like museums, that sort of thing. Because I know in Portland, there's a house museum that I wanted to go to when I was there eons ago, and I never went, and that kind of still bugs me. Also, finding Voodoo Donuts, even though I'm not entirely sure if Voodoo Donuts is even still in Portland. I know they've become a franchise now, but anyway. So I'm starting to ramble with this answer, but it would largely involve a lot of book buying and book shopping. And finally, question number, or in this case, it's prompt number 9, tag some extraordinary channels. So usually when I tag people, I tag everybody. And so I'm going to tag everybody because everybody should do this tag. So in your booktube, that was the extraordinarily average tag. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. I might be back later this evening with another tag video because, again, there are quite a few tag videos coming up this past few days that I've been really interested in doing. Or I might do an attempt at a discussion video because there was a comment on one of my videos from last night that kind of makes me have an idea for my upcoming Reading America project that I might want to look into, but maybe I ought to do a bit of more thought before I kind of commit. So I don't know what I want to do there. It'll probably be a tag video because there are a lot of tag videos I want to do. But anyway, booktube, that's all I got for right now. I need to go finish up loading part 3 of my library tour and then start loading this video. So until I see you either later this evening or tomorrow, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.